CrossFit Queen Creek, what's going on? Coach Rob here. Hey, let's start with yesterday and that crazy wall ball workout that we had going on. How much fun was that, huh? Let's talk about the 13 people that logged into Wodify to share their experience with that. Kudos to each and every single one of you. This was an absolute awesome experience and brought a huge smile to my face when I saw this many people logged in this morning when I checked it. So a lot of big wins here too. Let's talk about that for just a second. We'll start with the guys. First and foremost, Jack, Ed, kudos to you guys. You guys are super steady, always logging in, putting in the work. I see ya. I appreciate you. Rest of you guys out there, where you at? The girls are kicking our butts, man. Come on, log in. Show me that you're out there putting in the work. I know you're doing it. Let's see you up there on the old board there. Jack, good time. Holy macaroni, man. 17:05, that's flying. That's good stuff right there. And Ed, I see you're rocking the 35-pound dumbbell thrusters. Those weren't easy. Kudos to you, man, putting in that work. I can't wait to get back to a little rock and roll Ed trivia. Maybe, just maybe, we could get some rock and roll Ed trivia up on the Facebook page. That'd be kind of fun to check out on. So let us know if you're interested in throwing that up there. I know everybody in the 8 a.m. class totally misses the rock and roll trivia. I do whenever I got my appearances in every now and again on a day off or something. So I miss you. Anyway, the women, Lindsay, Charlene, Jahili, Savannah, Lauren, Coach Kate, Andrea, Samantha, Adrian, and Coach Christina all checking in, letting us know that they're putting in the work too. Kudos to you guys. Got some more big wins here I want to talk about just for a second. Already went over the 13 logins, but I see there was a variety of different movements that went on today, which is great. I love to see that that's going on. We're working with what we have available, so that's cool stuff. Coach Kate, 3-to-1 singles. I liked seeing that. That was awesome. Really putting down 150 singles, just starting out the gate on those. That's cool stuff. Adrian, in true Adrian fashion, taking it up to that next level. Instead of doing sit-ups, you're doing V-ups. Kudos, girlfriend. Heck yeah, that's what's up. And then, let's see here. Ed, we talked about your 35-pound dumbbell thrusters. Those are crazy. I like that. But Jahili, everybody put your hands together because she logged in the notes that she finally got her dubs. That's huge. Kudos to you. Congratulations. Hard work pays off. I love seeing that stuff. So, logging these notes in Wodify is great. I love celebrating the wins. And someday down the road when you log back in and you're going to see this stuff, you're going to see your progression, and you'll see notes like finally got dubs today, and that'll just put a big giant smile on your face. So let's go ahead and let's move into what we got going on for today. Okay, so what's on the menu for today? Today we've got a really fun one. We're doing 100 ground to overhead movements with any odd object that you have laying around. Now, it doesn't specify that it can't be a barbell or a bumper plate or a wall ball or a kettlebell. But the challenge here is to use an odd object, right? So we want to pick it up from the ground. We want to get it up overhead. We're going to do it 100 times, 4 times. So we're doing this as quickly as we can with a little bit of a wrinkle because we're going to do this in an EMOM setting. So every minute on the minute, we're going to put down whatever it is that we're using to pick up and put overhead. And we're going to do 5 burpees over that object. It doesn't specify whether it needs to be a facing movement or a lateral movement. So if it was a barbell, a bumper plate, wall ball, kettlebell, or a weighted backpack or anything, a sandbag, anything that you have, every minute on the minute, we're going to put it down and we're going to do 5 burpees over it. You can do them facing, you can do them lateral, doesn't really matter, just as long as we're getting those burpees knocked out, okay? Now here's the challenge. The challenge is to see what kind of an object you can use that's just from everyday life, whatever you got laying around, and let's get a post up on the Facebook page of what it is that you're doing. So we can shoot a video of the actual workout itself, or you can take a picture of the object that you're using and just post that. However you want to go about it, we want to see what it is that you're working with when you're putting in the sweat equity today and knocking out these 100 movements going ground to overhead, okay? Let's move over to the board here real quick, and I got a couple of little things I'd like to go over just for a second. So let's talk about a warm-up for this first. Everybody check with your coaches and get with them. They might have a specific warm-up for you. I wrote this one for my team and anybody else that just wants to use it. we're gonna start with a 10-minute AMRAP. So take that smart WOD timer that you got, that you should have downloaded by now, and we're gonna set it in the AMRAP setting, or just for time, it doesn't really matter, but we're gonna go for 10 minutes. We're gonna start out with 20 dubs, double unders, or 40 single unders. In fact, you know what, Coach Kate, you inspired me today. We're going 3-to-1 on that, okay? So that is now 60. All right, just for fun and just because you did it yesterday, I absolutely love that. So 20 double unders, right? Or 60 single unders. So the reward here is learning those double unders. Then we're gonna go into 10 air squats, followed by 10 push to pike. Now that's nothing more than a push up. And once we get to the top of the push up position, we're going to just slide back into the downward dog position. So we all know downward dog. Just make sure that our head is passing through our arms, getting through that window, getting that good stretch in that thoracic area and stretching out the shoulders, the lats, the triceps, getting ready for that ground to overhead movement. We're gonna do 10 of those. When you're in the pike position, I'd like you to hold that for 2 to 3 seconds before you go back into the plank and then down into the push-up. Remember with the push-up, guys, all the way to the floor, good form. Then we're gonna go into a 30-second hollow hold. So we're on our backs, arms up, we're gonna lift, and we're gonna get those shoulders off the ground. We're gonna get the legs off the ground. The only thing that should be on the ground for that 30 seconds is our lower back. Then we're gonna roll over onto our fronts, and we're gonna do the opposite of that, which is a Superman hold. So again, hands are going directly out. We're gonna lift our arms and our chest off the floor and lift our legs off the floor. So just our stomach area should be the only thing that's on the floor for those 30 seconds. Roll through this progression here as many times as you can in 10 minutes, and let's get good and warm because we've got a heck of a lot of movement going on with 100 reps of ground to overhead and burpees in between. So let's talk about some techniques for the ground to overhead movement with an odd object. There's 3 basic techniques that you can use for this. The first one is going to be the clean and jerk method. So we can pick it up, clean it into the front rack position. If it's a wall ball, if it's a backpack, if it's a plate, a barbell, kettlebells, whatever it may be. Ooh, kettlebells, that would be a good one if you had 2 and you bring them up in and then you're pressing. Or if you wanted to do single kettlebells, one arm, and then split the reps, 50 and 50, that would still work. That's 100 reps, that's a good one. I challenge somebody to do that, single arm, and flip them, do 50 per side. That'd be a good one. Anyway, so we can do clean and jerk method. We can do the snatch method where we take it from the ground straight up overhead, not pausing in that front rack position, but from the ground straight up overhead. And since we did all those power kettlebell swings the other day, everybody should be familiar with that. A kettlebell swing is technically taking something from the ground and bringing it overhead if you're doing a full American swing. So depending on the object that you're using today, that might be a good option for you. So clean and jerk, snatch, or American kettlebell swing. Those are 3 different tactics that you can use to get that object from the ground up overhead. Now, I just want to clarify on this EMOM thing real quick, or this EMOM situation. Use your smart WOD timer, set it to EMOM. This is a long workout, okay? So let's get a goal in mind of how many reps we would like to accomplish every minute. That will give us a good idea of what the overall time frame is going to take. And we also need to keep into account that the burpees are going to start to slow down as we progress through this workout, right? Your first 5 burpees, you're gonna be able to knock out in, 8 to 10 seconds, no problem. But after we've done 75 ground to overhead movements and however many burpees it took to get there, how much longer is it going to take us? So what I would do is, instead of coming out of the gate with everything I got and then getting all worn out, I would set a goal in my mind that I want to do 10 ground to overhead movements with my 5 burpees inside of each one of those minutes. So that's 15 movements inside of that 1 minute, and I'm gonna try and hold that pace. I'm gonna do a much better job of maintaining if I have a goal set in the beginning, rather than just ripping out 13 to 15 ground to overhead movements and then my minute hits and I gotta start doing burpees. And as I go, I start slowing down and I just get tired and more tired and more tired and more tired. So set a goal in mind. of how many reps plus the burpees for every single minute. And then you can set your timer accordingly. I would set the timer for a couple more rounds than what you're expecting, just in case. Plan for it, because some days we got good days and some days we got not so good days, but we're putting in the work and we're getting it done. So that being said, that's pretty much all I got for you here today, guys. I'm very curious to see what objects we're using. I'm looking for those Facebook posts. Remember, let's check into Wodify. Doesn't necessarily mean that you got to log the score, but we do want to see that you're there and you're putting in the work. So, Coach Rob, I'll talk to you later.